Hi everyone, my name is Angelus, and I'm back with another episode of Let's Finish the Thought. And today I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind for a long time now. Something that might make you a little bit uncomfortable, but that's what I'm here for, right? If everything you own disappears tomorrow, your house, your money, your car, your followers, your status, who would you be? Would you still respect yourself? I want to talk about why wealth and money impresses us. Why status impresses us. Why do we equate wealth with worth? Because we've been conditioned to. But we rarely ask who is this person when no one is watching. So let's go ahead and do an exercise, right? Strip it all away. Everything. Take the cars, take the designer clothing, take the titles, take the applause, and what is left? Are you kind? Are you honest? Are you someone that people feel safe around? Or are you only impressed when the lights are on? One day, and I don't care how rich you are, you will be on your deathbed if you have that privilege. And I promise you this, you will not be thinking about your car, not about your house, not about your huge bank account. You will be thinking about the people that matter. You'll think about whether you loved well. You'll think about whether you were proud of who you were. You will think about the moments you were present or absent. Because your legacy is not your stuff. Your legacy is how people felt when you were around. Your legacy is what your children learned from watching you. Your legacy is whether you made the world a little better or a little worse. Because you can't take anything with you. You can only leave everything behind. I am not speaking about this as a theory. I'm speaking about this as someone who knows what it's like to have something ripped away from you. My son would have been 18 today. I had the immense privilege of being his mother for 16 years. 16 years of laughter, arguments, growth, and memories. 16 years that I would relive 1,000 times over. In 2024, he was taken from me. Not by illness, not by fate, but by an act of violence. And when that happens, when something like that happens, everything becomes very clear, very fast. Not once did I think about money. Not once did I think about status or who was impressed by me or what I owned. All I thought about, and still do, is him. The thought of whether he knew he was loved by me. And that's it. That's the only thing that truly remains when you strip everything away. So when I ask you who you are when no one is watching, I'm not being poetic. I'm asking you to sit with it. Because if everything you have disappears tomorrow, would you still respect the person left standing? Because if you lost everything tomorrow, would you still like yourself? Ask yourself that. If no one clapped for you ever again, would you still live the same way? If no one saw you and no one was watching, would you still be a good person? Do the right thing? And if you're wondering what I mean when I say, who are you when no one else is watching? Then I want to tell you about the principles I live by. First of all, I don't believe in God, so let that be clear. And second of all, not that anyone told me to live by these principles, I chose them. Let's start with the first one, right? It goes like this. I refuse to eat with people that I'm not willing to starve with. That means that if you wouldn't stand beside me when I have nothing, then you don't get to sit beside me when I have something. Loyalty is not situational and character is not seasonal. And if I can't trust you in hardship, I don't need you in comfort. The second one is treat people the way you want to be treated. I know we've heard this all a lot, but nobody actually knows what it means. I treat people the way I want to be treated, even if they choose not to do the same. Because their behavior is theirs and mine is mine. And I simply refuse to let someone else's character, or lack thereof, rewrite my own. And the third one, my equality principle. I taught my kids something very simple. You are not more important than anybody else, but nobody else is more important than you. We are all equal, not in talent, not in wealth, not in luck, but in worth. That means that you don't bow to power. but you don't look down on anyone either. You stand straight, eye to eye. There's something else I do that might sound small and maybe even stupid, because whenever I open a pack of cigarettes, I turn one upside down. I don't smoke that one's for someone else. I keep it there as a reminder that not everything I have is mine to consume. It reminds me to leave something for someone else and to think beyond myself. And when I finally give it away, it's not about the cigarette, it's about the practice, the discipline of generosity, even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. These are not rules that I impose on myself, these are anchors I chose for myself. Because when everything is stripped away, the money, the house, the image, the applause, this is what's left. And I can live with that. I can sleep with that. Can you? And there's something else I want to say. And this might make some people uncomfortable, but that's okay. Me personally, I could never date a man who leads with his money. I could never be impressed by a man who introduces himself through his car. And it's not because I hate wealth. It's not because I think money is evil. It's because money reveals priorities. Because if you suddenly come into wealth, the very first thing you choose to do with it tells me exactly who you are. Did you buy a car that costs more than someone's yearly income? Did you upgrade your watch? Did you expand your house? Or did you ask, who can I help? That first instinct matters more than you think. Well, to me it does anyway. Because when I see someone spending 200K on a car, I don't see success. I see a choice. What I see is someone that had the opportunity to feed families, to fund scholarships, and to change lives. And they chose status instead. And that tells me something about what drives them. And I'm sorry, that's just not attractive to me. But here's the bigger problem. Why does it impress us in the first place? Why does a luxury car signal value? Why does wealth equal character? Who taught us that? Because if we stop being impressed by money, money loses its power. Because if women stop being impressed and falling over their feet to impress men with wealth, then those men wouldn't build their identities around wealth and money. And this isn't about shaming individuals. It's about examining the system of admiration. So when a wealthy man approaches me and expects me to be impressed, and I ask, who are you when everything is stripped away? He looks confused. That's not me being difficult. That's me valuing something deeper. Because here's the bigger truth. When you're on your deathbed, you won't be thinking about your car. You won't be thinking about your bank account or your watch. You'll be thinking about who you loved, who you protected, and who you stood up for, who you actually helped. That's your legacy. So here's the question I want you to ask yourself. If you lost everything tomorrow, your money, your house, your image, your everything, would you still respect yourself? Or was the applause doing the heavy lifting? For me personally, I couldn't enjoy $1 million house if I knew people around me were hungry. That would sit heavy on my chest. I wouldn't sleep well, honestly. So to end this episode, I want to give you this. I want you to gift someone the thought, not as an attack, not as criticism, but as a mirror. If everything was stripped away, the money, the job title, the house, the followers, validation, everything, would you still like who you are? And if the answer is yes, I am genuinely happy for you. But if the answer is no, that is not a life sentence. That is power. Because you are in the position to change it. You are in the position to grow. And you are in the position to make this world just a little bit better. Simply by becoming the person you would be proud of. So yeah, this was another episode of Finish the Thought. Sit with it, think about it, finish the thought. My name is Angelus. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys in the next episode.